What's going on, guys and gals? Bonafide Hustler here. We have the College Picker. What's up, Eric?
What's up, guys?
And we have our guest, Jerry, here on the Green Room Hangout. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, guys, what's up?
So you're going to get familiar with Jerry here in about 1 second. This show is how 18-year-old Jerry makes full-time income on Amazon, and specifically Amazon FBA. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm the Bonafide Hustler. I reside in Austin, Texas. I flip stuff on a part-time basis that I find from thrift stores, garage sales, yard sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, big box stores, and I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, my antique booth, and other consignment stores in town. I'm one of the co-owners of the Green Room University. It's the second link down below. Go check it out. I'll introduce College Picker.
My name's Eric. A lot of people know me as a college picker. I am on daily vlog 127 coming out tomorrow, I think. I am the only reseller to put out 127 daily vlogs. That's pretty intense.
I think someone beat you, man. I think the Global Voodoo guy beat you, just so you know.
Daily, never missed a vlog? I don't think so. He's done more,
maybe you're right.
He's missed days. He's done a lot, but he's missed days.
Too.
Okay. Yeah, he does. He has really good vlogs, but he's missed some days.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Good statement. So you doing all right, Eric? Yeah.
Yeah. Just bought a van. Van life possibly coming up. Doing a lot of eBay, Amazon, and Etsy right now, like listing my life away. So
cool.
Good.
Ballop, Jerry, what's going on, man?
I'm a full-time reseller doing Amazon FBA, and right now just dipping my toes into eBay. I reside in Miami, Florida, and just enjoying life and making money.
Okay, and you are 18, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you puede hablar español también.
Sí, hablo español.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's total Miami.
All right. So it's going to be an awesome show. I want you guys to make sure to not only hit the like button, but you guys have to help us out. If we sound weird or something's not right, like let us know now. We want to make sure that the content is good and you guys can hear us. So make sure that you hear us. While I have your attention, make sure first link down below is to look at this guide. It is the 100 Amazing Items to Resell guide. It is free. It's a free PDF. Download it on your phone. Look at it while you're in the DMV. You won't be bored again. You can make money and study in the DMV and not be bored. So go check it out. Plenty of things on that guide, honestly, Eric, that I pick up on a weekly, weekend basis, whatever you want to call it. Like I find things from that guide all the time.
I just sold a Nerf from that guide.
Oh, I know.
I bought it for $4. It was on the vlog. Bought it for $4. Sold it in the same 24-hour listing period for $74.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I got a $7 one that I'm trying to get 90-ish on eBay or so. But anyway, Jerry, take a guess what Nerf gun I'm trying to sell on eBay.
90, is it the Vulcan?
Yeah, you got it. Okay,
all right, take a guess on what Nerf gun I sold on Amazon.
I saw it in the video. It's one of those automatic ones, right?
CS18, I think it was. The one that takes batteries. You just like hold it down.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing has like some good recoil for a Nerf gun. I remember that gun.
I didn't even get this on the vlog, but the inside of the barrel, it's fluted. It's like spiraled. I was looking at the tech, dude. They have these spiral barrels to get the spin on the Nerf dart to get more distance and accuracy. It is sick.
Are you kidding me?
No, go look at your next Nerf gun. Look down the barrel. You'll see that it's, I think it's called fluted, right? When they spiral spin it, when it's, somebody help me out in the feed or in the comments. I think it's fluted when it's a gun barrel spins and it's like this tech that was like revolutionary.
Yeah, I think this was the newer guns though, because the old ones don't have that.
Yeah, check the newer guns. It's cool. Crazy. Okay.
So Jerry, you're 18, you're from Florida. What's it like being 18 in Miami, man? Like, yeah, this is anytime I think of Miami, Eric and Jerry, I think of Grand Theft Auto. Is it 4? Which one do I think about?
Vice City.
Vice
City, right? Yeah. You know, where you take the scooter and you jump it like really, really far, or you go down that one strip. And anyway, so what's it like 18 and living in Miami, Jerry?
A lot of fun, but you have to know your ways around and be sharp in order to make money here.
Okay, so you have to be sharp. You're saying the competition is pretty high, or no?
Let's say that every weekend, either be garage sales, thrift stores, or wherever I'm going, there's going to be at least 10 other resellers in the usual spots I hit up, just because every weekend they know this place has half off, this place usually has video games, or this garage sale says video games around the ad.
There's so much competition in Miami. If he is surviving, it is phenomenal because it's like there's box hustlers in Miami that go around with trailers and put boxes
yeah,
in
I've seen
trailers.
that.
You can't even
They
get like
get
an empty
boxes
box.
and pallets on a small
it's so
pickup.
difficult to get a box in Miami because they get snatched up by these trailer box people.
Okay, so box hustler, like Jerry,
Box
explain what a
hustler.
box hustler is, Jerry.
Box hustlers, I don't do it, but I've seen people do it. There's people that flip copper and iron and all sorts of metals. They put like those little signs, recojo metal gratis, at construction sites. Because for big construction companies, dumping fees are crazy. So I'd rather have this guy just pick them up for free.
Wow. So Amazon is your sole avenue to hustle on. Why is I know you said you're dabbling into eBay as of recently, but that's like really recently. But Amazon's your sole avenue to hustle in. Why Amazon out of all the other ones that you could have picked from?
One of them is just I can do crazy volume, and then second, I can get higher prices than I can on eBay.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Do you feel as if the FBA opportunity will be here 2 to 5 years from now, Jerry?
5 years, not as it is right now. 2 years, what I'd say would be like the end of this opportunity that we're going through right now.
Okay. So the opportunity that we're going through, define this opportunity real quick for the people that are watching this show.
Like being able to get Nerf guns used, flip them on Amazon, use video games. I'm not too sure, but even cameras and stuff like that, just used in general. I can see in 2 years from now, maybe Amazon opting for a new only policy. And then 5 years down the line, you'll see manufacturers and all these sorts of people seeing how they can get control of their MAP pricing on Amazon. So you have to go through the verification process of becoming a authorized reseller for them.
Oh, I got an MAP message today, man.
Yeah,
from
crazy,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, it's annoying.
So that's your view on 2 to 5 years from now, but it's still good right now, right? And while it's good, that's the reason why you're trying to crush it as much as you can, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Every weekend, picking up 10 to 15 consoles or more, and then shipping them off and getting them sold within a week.
Unbelievable. So these things exist in Miami. Hey guys in the feed, where are you guys from right now? We got 42 people watching the show. What city do you reside in? Do you have a lot of competition like Jerry has? Like I haven't hustled Miami. I don't know. I don't even think I've been to Miami ever in my life, outside of the video game, of course. But
outside of stealing cars and riding
outside of
scooters.
doing all the worst things in Miami possible. But here in Austin, I feel as if there's competition. I see it all the time, but I don't get really phased by it. Jerry doesn't strike me as the kind of individual who gets phased by this kind of stuff either, right, Jerry? Like Jerry, you're 18 and you're confident. Like I've noticed this. I've met you, how many times? Like twice now. Once in Vegas. I met you the first time in Vegas, and the second time you came to the meetup. Correct?
Yeah.
Both times you're cool as a cucumber. Like you're cool as a Miami cucumber, man.
At the meetup, he spent the most money at the pawn shop.
Oh, that's true. I remember that.
Yeah. He left with the most amount of money, the most amount of
Didn't even
items
have to use the app.
Yeah, it was all, yeah, exactly. He didn't have to look up anything. He's like,
well, he did look up one thing. He looked up the Sega CD thing. Oh, he didn't look it up. I think he just proved what he knew.
I think that was at the garage sale.
That was at the garage sale. I'm just saying, but he did look up something. I got it correct. But I think he did it to show maybe the camera that he knew what he was doing anyway. So anyway, you made it on the video, Ballot. I don't know if you saw the video. But
yeah, I watched it.
In the video. Okay. You should have commented, man. You didn't comment on my video. Not good, man.
No, I'll just like it right now if you want.
Okay. That's better. That's actually better. So let me ask you this. Do you have any restrictions now that people can get a kind of a picture of like what kind of seller they're dealing with here on the show? Do you have many restrictions on what you can sell?
As of right now, most items I find out I'm not restricted on, and if I am, I go through a process to get myself ungated. I was lucky enough to get some items where I'm one of the 5 FBA sellers on, and this item, the other variation, gets 30, 50 less versus since the other one, I'm only 5 guys in it, I'm able to command higher prices.
Okay. So as a whole, do you deal with a lot of restrictions, Jerry? As a whole, like, no, right?
No. The bulk of your business is used appliances, electronics, games, right? More so than new?
Repeat that again?
The bulk of what you're flipping is like used electronics, right? Like secondhand.
Yeah, like I'd say half, like half old and used items and the other half new items.
Okay. Are you restricted in Keurig? Because I used to flip Keurigs on Amazon a lot.
Let me check
about
right now.
A year ago I did. and now I can't get on any of the Keurig
You know,
listings.
this is a good exercise for all of us to do real quick. Everyone whip out your cell phone and see if you're restricted in Keurig. What are you looking at? K40?
Keurig, anything.
K40.
Anything. Yeah, okay. Look up
All
the
right,
Keurig.
I'll look up K40 real quick because I used to sell those on there, but I haven't found one in a while. All right, K40 Keurig, and right now they'll cut you a check for $50.60. I can sell it in used condition, a K40, which is 9,843 in kitchen at a 4.5 out of 5-star rating of like 1,566 like reviews. Like this is a really, really.
So you're able
thing
to
to
sell
get.
the Keurig, and I am not able to sell the
Well,
Keurig.
I'll tell you why, because I've
Yeah,
actually
I'm able to
I've
sell it
sent a
too.
fair amount of these guys in. That's why.
I have too. I sold Keurigs years and years ago. I've sold tons of Keurigs, and I have I just picked one up the other day because I assumed that I could sell it on Amazon. I was like, okay, this is easy.
Well, here's
It was in today's vlog. Yeah, I was like, dude, let me put this Keurig on Amazon.
Yeah, I stopped selling Keurigs like a while back because every time I sent them in FBA, every time they get returned.
The return.
That's partially one of the reasons I'd stopped doing it too, Jerry, is because when I sent mine in, I noticed that 50% of them were coming back, whether it was a K40 or a K whatever, A75, 80, whatever, or that Cuisinart Keurig, the gray one with the side door thing. Like, here's the thing: if you want a Keurig hack, if you're like, oh my god, like I got my Keurig back, this sucks. Just take the water tank and the little charcoal filter and all that, put it on eBay for like $35 to $40, and you'll recoup your money. Like that, I'm dead serious. Take the tank off with the little insert that has the charcoal filter in it. Make sure all that's together and there's no cracks. Throw that on eBay, and you'll get about $35, $40. So, just a heads up. So, so you're not restricted, Jerry. Are you still okay on Keurigs, but you just don't?
The K40, I'm good on. The K55, I'm not. So I guess
all right, that's it. Now I gotta look at the K55. Sorry.
What about the K200 to 2.0?
I know this is getting to be a semi-boring show, but I have to look at this real quick. No, it's not.
This is the one that I just picked up. That's why it's a Keurig 2.0. It's like the legit.
Oh, this one's a tough one. Yeah. Okay, I am restricted on that one. Yes, I am. I'm restricted on this one. That's number 5 in kitchen, by the way. That's a really fast seller. What about you, Jerry?
The K55. Which model is it?
No, it's just K55. If you put K55, it'll default to Keurig already, like the search thing. While he's doing that,
yeah, restricted also.
Yeah. Okay. So. We got some people in here that are restricted as well. So anyways, it's just one of those things. It kind of paints a picture. You're unrestricted on certain Keurigs, you're restricted on certain ones. Like, it kind of sucks, And I think the picture that Jerry's trying to say is like, maybe two to 5 years from now, things are really going to change heavily. You're going to see a lot of changes. We've already seen a lot of changes in a year and a half, right, Jerry?
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. So let's talk about, when did you start on Amazon FBA? Like, how long ago?
First started selling merchant fulfilled towards the end of my freshman year of high school.
Wow.
And towards the end of sophomore year, I started FBA. And ever since that, I just kept on getting bigger and bigger.
Okay. So did you do it under your parents' account back in MF days?
Yeah, back in the day, used their social to run the business. And then recently this year, I got it under an LLC.
Okay, good. Do you ever tell students at your school like about how you make money? Let me ask you this question.
Yeah, back in the day.
You're in college now, right? Or high school still?
No, I just graduated and now I'm doing this full time.
Okay, now you're doing this full time.
Straight to the self-employed workforce.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you were back in high school, did you ever did students know what you were doing?
Yeah, like every week I'd be buying a bunch of games for my friends or their old iPods, or even some guy would sell me some Lego sets when he needed money. And they knew I was selling it. So I'm like, all right, I can give you this much. This is how much I make after fees. I got to make some money. You got to make some money. And
just be honest with them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So they thought that you were basically like a source of credit of some sort, or did they know?
He's like a pawn shop. He's like a pawn shop. He's like a pawn shop at school.
Yeah. Okay. So did the word get around that you were buying things? Did other people sell you things too?
No, yeah, everyone. Like, I had kids a grade above, a grade below. They'd be selling me stuff whenever they wanted money.
What kind of stuff was it typically?
Like, I'd specify, like, I'd buy anything Wii or GameCube because that's where most of the money is usually at.
Okay.
So I'd have a guy bring a GameCube with Smash Brothers, Link to the Past,
jeez,
all sorts of games. And that was back when values were really low when I was in freshman, so 4 years ago. And now you see the prices, they've doubled already.
Yeah, no kidding. SSB at now right now, Eric? What do you think?
After fees, it's $50.
After fees, $50
I was
disc
gonna
only.
say 55
scratches,
disc
right?
only. So after fees 50. That means it's probably at like 60 something, right?
So that's probably disc only with scratches, 50, 55, right? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I sold a disc only for 60 a couple days ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the most amazing. Like, I feel like that's almost currency when you find it. When you find a GameCube game, right? It's almost like currency. Like, it just feels. It's
No,
so
this was
easy.
in a Wii I got for $20. I pressed eject, and out came Smash Bros.
And out
Okay,
came a
so-
$50 bill.
So he had Smash Bros. Oh, like okay, so like GameCube Smash Bros was in there,
Yeah.
or was it Brawl?
No, Smash Bros. Melee.
Okay, cool. That's the good one, the red one. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So where do you primarily source for FBA? Like, let's talk about primary. If someone had to look at the pie of where you spend your time sourcing for FBA, where would people see that you spend most of your time?
Most of my time, whenever I feel like working, it's either a thrift store, any of the retail stores, and then pawn shops.
Okay, so pawn shops being the smallest of your pie.
I guess right now it's between pawn and RA.
How
Okay.
are the pawn shops in Miami? Because I've had people tell me that they have such a hard time getting stuff at pawn shops in Miami.
They mostly suck for the most part, but since I've been going there for years, they usually cut me a good deal.
All right.
But I usually travel to go to pawn shops.
Yeah, we got a couple pawn shop questions in here, but that is the secret of doing pawn
And
shop business is you
that's
have to go
Sunday.
a lot. You have to go repeated times, you know, to where they know you and they go, okay, this guy is a source of cash. Like he's got money. And anytime that you deal with cash as well, like if you establish a price that's, you know, a really good low price, always say, okay, like if I offered you cash, would it be even better? And usually it is. Jerry, do you do that tactic ever? Or do you go straight for the cash price?
If I'm crossing the Miami-Dade Broward line, that's where people usually get more lenient with prices. But in Miami, they honestly don't care because they know within a couple of days another person will come and pay full price.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, I heard that they were tough in Miami. That's what my friend was telling me. He's like, man, I can't get a deal in the Miami pawn shops.
And then even in flea markets, they're usually super high priced. But since I'm friends with all the flea market dealers, they always give me good deals.
Do you speak to them in Spanish or you speak with them in English?
Only Spanish.
That's why I never get a good deal.
You know, one of the things it just kind of dawned on me, but like one of the reasons why I think bikes are one of the more wonderful things to hustle from pawn shops is because you can research a bike, right? But a bike can have really expensive components on it, or a Brooks saddle, or this type of shifting group, or it can have like amazing brakes or something like that, and it really boosts the value of the bike. So I really like that about bikes when I go to pawn shops, as opposed to like an iPod or a Canon Elf. Like, there's no way to customize an Elf. Like, an Elf is an Elf, an Elf. They can look it up. They go, okay, this is how much we should probably try to get for this Elf or this G7X. Yeah. You know, but when it comes to a bike, they can look it up and they go, okay, like we looked it up and there's like, you know, several years of models and all that kind of stuff, and we'll price it accordingly in the middle. But the thing is, if the bike is really, really good and it has amazing components that were aftermarket put on, you can, I mean, especially like wheels and hubs and things like that, I mean, you can really make out like a bandit on bikes if you know what you're looking at. So, I go to pawn shops. Well, I was at a pawn shop last week. We actually got my brother's girlfriend a bike that was a total steal. In fact, that bike was $800 out the door, and we could probably resell it for like $1,300 to about $1,500. But she bought a mountain bike, so that was pretty cool. She got a giant Anthem X with a lot of really cool stuff on it that was not stock. But anyway, cool. So let's talk about now. Hold on, I kind of lost my train of thought here. So let's talk about your percentage of new versus used goods that you send in. Like, if you had to look at new versus used, are you doing 90% used or 70% used?
I'd say right now half and half, just because I'm getting more into RA as Q4 comes.
Okay, so half and half. More, you're anticipating Q4 coming. We're in the month of August, right? We're mid-August, and you're already starting to source for Q4. Or are you playing hunches, or are you already seeing trends like this is going to be the hot thing? Are you kind of playing that card?
As in trends, right now, no, but I'm seeing a lot of products where, all right, right now there's 100 FBA sellers, but come Black Friday, there's going to be half that number, and the price will be up significantly. So buying these things cheap and putting the prices high and leaving them.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. So okay, so you're playing the Black Friday, like it's just all the people at the bottom are going to get fizzled out real quick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So can any young person kind of do what you're doing? Like, have you ever taught this to someone else?
I taught it to one friend
How
a
long
year
did it
ago as
take
he
you
was going
for? Is he still with it?
and more or less, like I'd bring him to some sourcing trips with me, and now he's at FSU and just flipping textbooks whenever he needs beer money.
Okay, so he's still
At least
flipping
he's
things.
still
That's pretty
doing
cool.
it. Yeah.
How do you, when you were younger, like doing it as a freshman or sophomore, how did you get around to all these things?
I'd either have my mom drive me around, or I'd pay a friend to drive me around.
You'd pay a friend. Okay, so explain this thing, right? I guess I get the part where your mom has to drive you around, although I might not understand that a mom would understand what you're doing. Would you consider your parents very supportive of your endeavors to make money and flip it and maybe not do homework, or, were you getting good grades?
Yeah, I was maintaining a good grade average.
Okay, so they were like, this is way better than this kid, like going to raves and like going crazy, right? Like he's at least being productive, right?
I was still going to raves, but
It is Miami, right? Didn't you go to some gigantic, like, okay, hold on. I know I'm just going to kind of play like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what this thing is. But you went to something that was just like monstrous recently, right?
I know Ultra Music Festival. I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go? I thought you did.
No, that's just too much.
Oh.
My friends went, but the way that my friends we do it, we just run out of the place and go crazy.
So you'd never done Ultra, or you did Ultra?
No, never done it, but I'd probably do it next year or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
If you go to Ultra, go to Ultra with the French fry socks.
Well, there you go.
I'll see if
Who
I
on the feed? We have 68 people right now. Jerry, let me ask you this. If I ask the feed, do they know what Ultra is? How many people out of 68 would actually comment and go, I know what Ultra is?
Maybe 20%.
20%. Okay, so he's thinking 14 people are going to know exactly what Ultra is. What is Ultra, people in the feed? Let me know if you know. If you don't know, it's okay to say I don't know. And what goes down in Ultra? And what's the best way to experience Ultra? I think most people probably know the answer to that one. College Picker does not know what Ultra is. Interesting.
I have no idea what this thing is.
Swamp Picker, Glenn, what's up? Henry S.
I just know you go with French fry socks.
No clue, says MEW. All right. So okay, so some people know, but they live in Southern Florida. I don't know. I have no idea. Nope. Okay, good. So I think we know what the Bonafide Hustler audience base is basically now at this point. Jerry, what is Ultra to people that don't know what Ultra is?
It's essentially one of the largest music festivals in the world that every year around spring break they do in Miami. And a lot of people go and all sorts of DJs go and lots of known drug usage there too.
Is it like mostly EDM music?
Yeah, it's mostly EDM and house.
And there's a way to like really, really experience it, which someone in the chat feed figured it out pretty quick. They know, like, you don't want to go to ultra sober, basically. Like, almost everybody there is, you can figure out the rest. So that's what ultra's all about. You're 18 years old, man. Like, at 18, I was sneaking into bars, but I had like a ID from somebody, but like that is the extent of what I did. But you living in Miami, being 18, that's crazy, man. So it must be like living in Vegas if you're a 18-year-old reseller. Like, you just see the wildest stuff go down in Miami, right?
No, yeah, it's one Sunday morning. I go with my friends. We're hanging out, and we just see his car crash into several stop signs, crash into another lady's car, and just keep on driving.
Jeez. There's Miami, right? So it's just like Vice City, it sounds like. So let's talk about okay, so let me ask you this. Oh, let's backtrack a little bit to your friend, like you paying a friend to take you hustling. Define that. What do you mean? You're paying a friend to take you to thrift stores? Or are you paying your friends to go to garage sales? What were you paying them?
It was at a point where my mom was like, "Oh, Jerry, I can't drive you anymore on Saturday mornings. Find a friend that can do it to you because all your friends are driving now." So I started asking my friends, "Oh, I'll pay you $8 an hour plus your gas and your lunch."
You gave him a rate.
So $8 an hour plus lunch.
Plus lunch and gas.
Like Pollo Tropical.
Dude, that's like $40 out of your pocket.
Yeah, but I was
Right?
making several hundred, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's, I mean, I get it, but like that's for an 18-year-old. Like, I get what you're
Dude,
talking
you had a
about.
chauffeur at 18. That's
It's
so
crazy,
awesome.
man.
No, it
Well,
was
no,
at 16. I had a
yeah, it's at
chauffeur.
16.
Sorry. Yeah, you must have been like 15 or 16. Yeah, if they were just turning 16.
So at no point did the drivers realize, like, wait a minute, I'm being like way leveraged in this situation, or no?
No, they usually knew like I was making money, but they're like, oh, it's too much work. I got a girlfriend, or I got parties to go to, or I got homework to do. I don't have time for this. So they just rather just
Wow.
drive me around for half a day.
SP Sokyun Pan says, what kind of lunch would you buy them? Would it be like a standard like Subway kind of thing, or yeah?
It'd be like Subway or McDonald's or whatever
Okay.
was cheapest nearby.
Okay. You know, what was that place, Eric, that Steve said had like the worst tacos ever in the where he's from? Is it
Oh, I don't
Moe's?
know.
I think it's Moe's.
Oh yeah, Moe's is awful.
He said Moe's is the worst taco he's ever had. I've never had a Moe's taco. I don't think I've had anything outside of like maybe 4 taco places here in Austin, Texas. So I'm not
I
a
wouldn't
taco
say Miami's
aficionado.
really known for tacos. It's like Cuban
Yeah,
food.
it's more like Cuban food.
Yeah.
Hugo Palacio de Jugos.
So MEW 1920 says, "Wow, what a lack of ambition on your friends." Like that's, I don't know. Like I would think if I'm driving you around and you're paying me $8 an hour, I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm getting paid. But then I realize, were you kind of keeping things secret when they were taking you around? Like, oh, okay, cool. Like it's a game.
No, they perfectly knew what I was doing. It's just that they had their own goals. Like a lot of these guys were taking multiple AP classes, which were like college credit, high school classes.
Yeah,
So
$8 an hour pre-Uber is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but not when the person next to you is making hundreds. Like at some point, if you're taking AP classes, you're putting things together. You're a smart kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm just surprised that none of them kind of woke up and figured it out. Like I would immediately be like, show me what you're doing. Like, I ain't driving you anymore. Just show me what you're doing.
And then
we'll
you
do this
get
together.
like a 1 on the AP test.
Oh, I would totally like form an alliance with someone. Like 2 eyes on a garage sale, I gotta tell you, like it is way better than 1 set of eyes. Like,
oh yeah, one
anyway.
can talk and
oh
then
yeah,
one
friend, I'd pay him and we'd go to his thrift store. I'd be like, all right, you hit up the toy section while I hit up the electronics section. Look out for brand new board games. Look out for Nerf guns. Just put them all in the cart and I'll look it up later. And while I was looking at the video games, he'd come back with a cart full of items and found some good stuff.
Yeah, and you get out of the thrift store in half the amount of time. It's amazing, man. So why do people like? Let's talk about the pawn shops and everything. Let's go back to the pawn shops. Like, tell us why people really need to start looking at pawn shops. Like, you're hustling in some of the hardest conditions when it comes to pawn shops, clearly. But without are pawn shops fun? Like, is it very male only kind of thing, or do you feel as if females can knock it out as well, and it just takes some finessing, or do you think this is more like a male predominantly like a hustle area?
I mean, mostly males that do it, but honestly, anyone can do it as long as you have the drive to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there you go. I'm reading some comments. We got Q in the feed. It says, I had Chris drive me around and paid him nothing. True hustler. No, I'm good with all the competition in this town. Like, I'm all good with them. Like, they're all friends of mine. It's cool. I had Brock stop by earlier and leave me some antique booth goodies that we're going to go 50-50 on. So, you know, I have an abundance mentality, and I think everybody should embrace that type of mentality. It's a lot of fun to help people out. You can learn a lot from it. The second you think you're the expert in the situation, you're not going to do very well in life. Like, you got to always be the sponge and give what you know, and you know, just soak it up when you don't know something. And everyone, no one's an expert, man. Nobody's an expert. You can be really good at something. Just nobody. If someone claims they're an expert at something, there's just no way. Sorry. Wait. Ballop, are you an expert at anything? A true expert at something?
True expert?
Yes.
Lego and video games.
True
yeah,
expert.
he's like crazy good at Lego. I've heard. That's what Cleater was saying. He's like, his Lego knowledge destroys Cleater's Lego knowledge.
Really?
Right? That's what Cleater said, I thought.
How does someone get insane Lego knowledge at 18 years old when you've only been hustling for 4 years, I guess, or 5? How's that?
I mean, when I was like 5 to 10, I'd look at the Lego catalogs, see all the sets I wanted as a kid, and be like, mommy, buy me all these. And she's like, oh, I can only get you one. So,
so you just catalog them all in your brain.
Yeah. So all these sets, I'm like, I'll buy them new or used now, and I'll be like, oh, I always wanted this set when I was a kid, but
I should have grabbed some minifigs to show the camera. That would have been a fun game. They're in the garage.
Were you more into sets, or were you more into Technics or Mindstorms, or what were you into?
A lot of like the Lego Star Wars stuff.
Oh, I had a little R2D2. I would have loved to know what generation he's from.
Interesting. Okay, so you are an expert at some things. And video games, you said, for the most
Yeah,
part.
video games.
Wow, interesting. Is it because you played a lot when you played a bunch of games back in the day, or no?
No, it's not that. It's just I keep my eyes out for what games are valuable and keep my eye on how the price rises and falls on some of these.
And you're probably most targeted on the GameCube, right?
My favorite to flip is a GameCube, so that's where I'm keeping my eyes out. Like, for example, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. 3 years ago, I flipped it for $5. Right now, FBA is hovering around like 15 to 25.
Okay, and this is kind of a game that you can find for $1 usually at a garage sale or somewhere, like a really cheap one?
Yeah, at the flea market I went to a couple weeks back, I got like 8 of them.
Huh.
Just because they had their prices marked and they didn't know that it went up, right?
No, they're like, 3 for $20, get whatever you want.
Interesting. Okay. So that's a good 50% ROI situation pretty quickly, right? Or 100% ROI, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, making double my money for each game.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and all you have to do is put a sticker on the back, right? Or
yeah, sticker and polybag and throw it in a box.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So the faster you can do that, the faster you're catching 7s and 10s and 20s, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So let's talk about why is FBA such a good opportunity still in your eyes? Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are spelling, doom and gloom, and I mean, I just sent out a shipment yesterday, but is it still a good opportunity right now? Right now, leading up to Q4, are you? If someone was to rate your confidence level, what would you say? 10 out of 10?
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Like eBay, of course, I'm doing it right now, but just for Lego figures. But eBay, it's annoying. You have to take pictures for everything. You have to individually pack and ship everything out versus, for example, over here, I have PS Vitas, 3DS systems. Don't have to take pictures. List it all under one listing and just bubble wrap these and they're out the door.
Cool. How much testing do you do on stuff like that?
3DSs, I make sure the shoulder buttons work, they read a game, and that the camera works, and then at home I'll wipe out any parental controls.
What about stylus or anything like that?
Stylus usually doesn't matter. I always have a couple extra on hand just in case, but it's nothing I really worry about.
What about the other one, the PS? You said, well, those PSPs, right?
PS Vita.
PS Vitas, okay, Vitas.
Yeah.
What are Vitas going for on FBA these days?
This is the fat version. I usually get like 120 to 130, and then the slim line is around 150 right now.
Okay.
But a lot of game collectors think this one will rise because it has an OLED screen, which they say it's better for gameplay. But usually with these, what I do, on the bottom, they have a little memory card slot. Half the time, they have an 8 GB one in there, so that's an extra $10. And then a good 20% chance of having a game in the game slot up here.
20%, dude! I'm loving all this tech. You got all the percentages and everything.
That's so cool. Have they figured out on the Vita like the whole situation of like the PSP? What is it, 1001, where the battery was swelling up all the time? Did they figure that whole situation out with the Vita?
Yeah, I guess so, because
it never has trouble putting the cover on or anything, right? I swear the 1001 model, whatever that PSP thing, like I've flipped a bunch of those.
The 1000.
And like those, yeah, exactly. They would always like this. The battery would be 50% like of the time swelled up to where you couldn't put the cover on. You'd have to get an aftermarket one. It's really annoying. So interesting. So let's talk about. So you're 10 out of 10 in confidence when it comes to FBA this year. At least this year, leading up to Q4, right?
Yeah, for sure. This Q4, 10 out of 10.
Now, most people, when they think of Q4, they're thinking of new things. So, like, are you now shifting almost everything into RA category? You're going RA all the time, like only in new stores, trying to find new stuff, fill out cards kind of thing, or what?
Right now, no. It's like I'm picking some stuff here and there, doing some long-term investments. But right now, just taking advantage of the used situation where I have the time to individually test and bubble wrap all these things and get them out. Because the Q4, I usually never do used electronics.
Okay.
Did you pre-order the Super Nintendo Classic?
No, I'm not going to chase after it.
I thought the pre-orders were toast, though. Or are they still?
I just remember it being launched.
Walmart canceled the pre-orders.
I know like one company did, but I don't know if they all had.
Yeah. Well, did GameCube ever have theirs or no? I'm not GameCube. I mean GameStop. Sorry. Did GameStop ever have a pre-order on the SNES Mini?
Not sure.
I don't think yet.
I don't think so either. I thought Walmart was the only one that I ever saw. Anyway, I I think it's worth getting on the pre-order. I have 2 of these, but I gotta tell you, Green Room member hooked me up with these, and
How did you get? You had one when I was there. Now you have 2.
I know, and man, I'm telling you, Green Room is family. I'm telling you, like, I
I don't
invested.
even have one of those, and I love the Nintendo.
Yeah,
I just did a video.
One of them's used. One of them's used, and one of them is absolutely brand new. One of them is an FBA return that is used and probably opened. And
once I get one of those, I can get rid of like all of my Nintendos. I have so
well,
many.
there's only my play is I'm gonna mod one to getting all the games on it, and then the other one will be completely.
The controller feels just like a normal controller. It's 100%.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna probably polybag another one and put it in an air conditioned space and just leave it there. Like honestly, no, because like I don't want to take any chance of
just go buy a storage unit and put your SNES or your Nintendo Classic in the middle of it.
Get one of those UV
protection
SNES boxes.
What'd you say?
Get one of those acrylic UV protective boxes that people get for their box systems. Pay like the $50 for it and just leave it there sitting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I like them being here for now.
I was out of the country when that thing launched, and I like missed every single opportunity to get.
Well, they're all over Craigslist for like $225 right now, just so you know.
Yeah, let me buy one at $225 when I could have got it for $60 if I was in the country paying attention to the news.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to buy in Taiwan, but I passed on it.
I'm going to try to get one of each mini. I know they're going to do an N64 one. You know that they're going to do a GameCube one because this is just money for Nintendo. Like
it's just a formula now.
Hey, look, Lifestyle Profits is in the feed. There's Brandon right there. He's the one who gave me the actual 2 right here. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it. And yeah. So okay, so let's talk about last December, Jerry. You did a pretty large sales number, right?
Yep.
I would consider it pretty damn large. So let's have people in the feed real. Guess 18-year-old Jerry. Guess what 18-year-old Jerry sold in sales on Amazon. Okay, that's not a take home or anything. Just sales on Amazon last December. You know, so take a
question
guess
for the feed. Just a guess.
Yeah, this is for you too. Like, yeah.
I got it.
What do you think?
Just gross. What he had gross number in December
what do you think?
last year.
What do you think he did? I'll let a couple things come in. 23,000 from Henry S. J. Pat.
165,000.
Keeping deals 100K. Okay, cool. 275K Daniel Gaffney. Cool. Rudy Storm 50. Okay. So last December,
I'm gonna say 15K.
What do you say? I'm
gonna say 15.
15. Okay. So last December, Jerry, what did you do on Amazon in sales?
All right, I have it pulled up here. Exact number: $103,631.21.
It's crazy, man, when you think about it. You're 18 years old, man. That's insane. So congratulations on that. If you don't mind me asking, what was November?
November, all right. Give me a second.
That has November
was $50,747.01.
Wow. So I was just gonna say November has to be like 50% of that.
So October was like 25,000. I'm gonna guess. Just by patterns.
October was 18.
18. Okay. So interesting. So those are pretty good numbers. Yeah, exactly. Holy cow. People are like, wow.
He's 18. And that means you weren't even 8. You were 17 at the time.
No, I was doing this in my senior year of high school. Like I was skipping class like crazy.
I remember you telling me you were like maxed out on your skipping class days. They were like threatening.
Yeah, I got attendance probation. And
they were like not gonna let you graduate.
Oh, okay. Let's stop real quick. Jerry, you got attendance probation from your school?
Yeah.
Because you were addicted to Amazon FBA. You saw too much opportunity.
He's addicted to Amazon FBA.
Wait a minute. Did you have a car did you have your Jeep at this time? Yes or no?
Yeah, I got my Jeep the summer before senior year. And then what I do was I was on the bowling team in the school. So once a week, we got out of school early to play a game. So I was done with the game by 4. So by then, I sourced the rest of the time. And then every Friday or every Monday, I'd skip school and just go around buying
every
stuff.
What? Every what?
Every Friday and Monday.
Every Friday or Monday.
You make a freaking 4-day weekend every week.
Yeah.
Did your parents know you were skipping?
Yeah, just me and my mom. So she was cool with it. My senior year, she knew my plans, and she's like, all right, just don't get in too much trouble.
Interesting. You're like, Mom, I'm going to go to Ultra next year. Well, that's cool. 103 or 104K in 1 month that's pretty powerful. Can you remember if you had to look at that 104K, what would it kind of drip down to? Was it mostly toys, or was it mostly video games? What was it?
My
No,
year
just that month. Just that month. I'm curious.
just that month.
What was
I'd say half toys, half video games.
Okay, so half toys, half video games. Very, very, very interesting. So, how much prior work did it take to achieve a month like December? Let me ask you this: did you start planning for that amount of sales, ramping up for that amount of sales back in October, September?
No,
did you kind of have a plan, or did you kind of like really front load your inventory like November, where you're like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna go crazy with inventory this month. Like, what was it?
Like I had a bunch of leftover inventory throughout the year, so I was like, all right, whatever. Christmas time they'll sell. Then New York Black Friday, they usually do on Thanksgiving. That night I went out, paid a friend to be with me. I went to 15 stores,
paid a friend,
and spent at least like 15 to 18,000 that one night.
That one night, how did you fit $15,000 or $18,000 worth of merchandise into a Jeep? And this is not a Jeep that most people are thinking of. This is a what? Patriot, or is it?
Jeep Patriot, yeah.
Okay, so how did you fit 18 grand worth of inventory in a Patriot?
Probably really dense, expensive
exactly,
items.
Dense electronics, and video games. What was it?
I did one stop at the house to just throw everything inside and keep on driving, and that was like mostly like the bigger box toys, but the rest of the time was like small electronics, small video games, the special edition 3DSs that came out that night.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I got a question. Do you have any cash flow issues throughout the year, or are you always good on cash? Or are you like waiting for this payment and you're like, oh, I need to spend it, or are you good on cash flow?
No, I'm good on cash flow.
All right.
The only thing that worries me is December.
If you're 18, my advice would be to start your IRA if you haven't already. Put that maximum contribution in if you can. You're 18 years old, dude. It's a tax shelter for the rest of your life. It is amazing. If you got in $5,500 at 18 and kept working that up, that's my advice to you for retirement.
Pretty cool. People are kind of flipping out about the 18K in one night. So did it feel good to spend 18K in one night, or were you kind of like, oh crap, I just spent 18K tonight? Like, what was the feeling?
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. All right. That's cool. So at what point did all that inventory go away? The very next day? Were you like, that's it, I'm going to pay the friend again and we're going to box this crap up and out it goes?
No, I never paid friends to box stuff up. That's always me. But what I did was Black Friday, I went out again and bought some stuff. But then I came back and just started scanning everything in. I had like 30 copies of one video game, and then 20, 10, and then the one-offs here and there. And I think the Monday or Tuesday, I shipped everything out. Took around 4 days to check in, and it all sold within a week.
Jeez. That's awesome, man. And that was a good portion of your 104 right there, right? That was a good heaping piece of it, right?
Yeah, it started selling off like the 29th or 30th of November, and then rolled into December.
And then that rolls into your December payment. Cool, man. So that's pretty awesome. How early last year did you start sourcing for Q4? What would you say? Like, I started on, you didn't start Black Friday. Like, did you start a little bit before that?
Yeah, I'd say like late October, early November. You're starting to buy some stuff that you're already making money on. And then if you really feel like it, you buy one item and price it high and hope for the best.
Okay.
And then Black Friday is when everything hits the fan and prices go up. People get out of stock. Amazon gets out of stock. And everyone wants that one toy or video game for their kid.
What was it last year? Was it the Hatchimals? Did you find Hatchimals?
No.
Okay, so what if you had to like whittle it down to like, all right, this was a really good buy last year in Q4. Not anymore.
Well, my favorite flips was Black Ops 1 or 2. It was one of those two.
Okay.
Because Black Friday, they had them at $8, and the lowest FBA offer was 40.
Holy crap!
Black Friday
rank was like what? 10, what was the rank on that game? It had to have been like sub 100.
Yeah, those games were amazing when they came out.
You probably knew the rank. What was the rank you said?
It was like 1,000 or something like that.
1,000. That's like, yeah, that's a 1 weeker right there easily.
Yeah, so that one night I picked up 30 or 40, and then within the week I found it at another Target clearanced out for 16, and I got 101 copies of.
Wow. That's crazy. Was it still at 40 when you bought it at 16?
It dropped down to like 35.
Yeah, still the erosion. I mean, it's such a strong seller that there was hardly any erosion, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. That's pretty awesome. So you're very analytical in your head. I mean, were you naturally just really good at math?
No, I like all the pre-calc and calc classes I sucked at, but.
Oh, okay. So why did you gravitate towards hustling? Like, why hustling out of all the things you could have done? Like, you could have been an extreme chess player. You could have been a debate dude. No, because he's hanging out with AP students, man.
Chess player.
Listen to the story, Eric. He's hanging out with AP people. AP people don't freaking
AP
usually.
people don't play chess anymore.
No, I'm just
No,
saying.
there was a chess club at my school, and
Yeah.
me and my friends would pop by every now and then. But that's it.
See, there you go. Or like,
sell him one of the thrifted chess boards.
No.
but yeah. So why hustling? Was it just the money part of it, or was it? What was it?
I mean, like everyone always has a dream, like to be rich, to live a good life. Me, it's like make enough money, so that way I don't have to worry about it when I'm older.
So do the IRA, bro. Go do the IRA.
Okay, I'll do it, but I'll
Do
in
it.
January.
You can do the
Well,
IRA,
you
or
do
you
it
can
this-
buy. No, you can do the IRA, or you can buy 4 2008 Kia Sedonas, right?
Oh my gosh. The Kia trolls are already out.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. If you're not watching College Pickers vlogs, he
The
just
Kia
bought a
trolls.
He just-
Just bought a Transit, and that's it.
The Kia trolls.
Kia trolls. Eric and I were talking earlier today, and there's just so much funny stuff that we talk about, but we're not going to discuss it right now. But it's about the aftermath of buying the Kia, and like what you find out, and like the forums and stuff.
I knew it was going to be kind of funky here. Man, not about the Kia. This is a.
I know.
gonna
I'm
talk
just saying
about
it's kind of
Harry.
funny.
He's going to get his IRA. He's going to max it out this year. He's going to max it out next year. He's going to put it in like a mutual fund, and it's going to grow at 10%. He's going to keep contributing to it. It's going to be amazing.
So
Buy
you
a
can
Ford
on-
Transit next time.
I will if you start doing your IRA, I will consider a Ford Transit.
Okay.
Wow. Very interesting. So let's talk about what do you think this year's Q4 opportunity kind of would lie? Would you just going to replicate what you did last year?
Yeah, I'll do this. I'll do what I'm best at. So get all the used video games in the warehouses by October. So in November, I know I'm not going to be able to test anything out. And then just RA it all out until December 20th.
Okay, December 20th. So that's like that's your day. Is that the last day? That's not the last day you source and go crazy like dropping money. Like what day? Everyone picks a different day. Some years it's like the 10th, it's the 12th, some years 15th. Like what's the day where you're like, all right, I'm gonna chill now? Like what is
Like
it?
optimal is the 10th, but I keep sourcing until the 20th because sales still roll in on January.
Okay.
So usually the 20th, I'm like, all right, I'm done for a year. I'll take January off.
Does the strategy change up until the 20th? Do you go, okay, now I'm only dealing with video games that are sub 3,000. Like I ain't messing around with these other weirdo games, and like I'm gonna stick with fast sellers that when people get gift cards and stuff, they're gonna look for these fast sellers. Is that what changes? Something has to change at that mark. What changes?
Usually like buying toys, like
Okay.
like stuff that you get regular price. I won't be buying it anymore.
Okay, I get it. Okay. So what sorts of stuff do you like to do when you're not sourcing or shipping stuff off? Now that you're 18, you're out of school, what young Jerry is not traveling around in a Jeep Patriot like sinking down 18K here and there. He wants to take a break and he's relaxing. How does little Jerry relax now?
Little
Young Jerry. Let me correct myself. Young Jerry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I, of course, being in Miami, I always enjoy going to the beach or going partying. Back then, I used to race sailboats.
Oh, cool.
Oh, dude, that's
I
awesome.
didn't know that. You've never told me that, I don't think. That's really cool. That's like elegant, dude.
I know it was fun when I did it.
That's like one of the most primitive ways of
Yeah.
transportation, and tacking is not easy. What kind of boats were you racing?
Lasers.
Lasers, yeah.
Sunfish.
Yep, lasers. Dude, no one races a sunfish CP. Come on.
I did one
This
sunfish
isn't a sandals
regatta,
resort,
and
dude.
He just said he did a sunfish race.
But it's not a sandals resort. That's what you find at sandals resorts, man. This is so lasers, right? Open bow lasers. Oh, open transom lasers.
Yeah.
Very cool. I was on the lake the other day, or actually not it was someone else's boat, but we saw this like freaking awesome like laser looking boat, but it was outside of the water with foils. Do you know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah, the moth sailboat.
yeah, it's a moth. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, but it's a single one. Like it's not a big one.
Yeah,
It's a personal one.
It's like 2 trampolines and then
Yes,
the centerpiece here.
Have you ever been on one of those?
No, but I've seen people sailing.
And those are fast, aren't they?
No, yeah. Once they catch wind, they go crazy.
That thing was wicked fast. I couldn't believe how fast it was. There wasn't that much wind in the air, and this thing was like ridiculously quick. But there is no resistance basically outside of the foil in the water. That's it. So you like sailing a lot. Do you have your own boat? Are you gonna trailer one behind the Patriot one day?
It's a 2-wheel drive, so I don't think it has enough power to do with that.
Oh, dude,
But,
it's a sail. It's a laser, dude. The laser doesn't weigh anything though.
yeah.
You can
No,
probably-
yeah. One day for sure, if I have the space, I'll buy a laser sailboat for myself. But for now, just either borrowing a friend's or going on a friend's boat and enjoying the day.
Okay.
Just tacking away.
Just tacking away, man. That's really cool, man.
That's awesome.
Did you source on the way to the Green Room meetup? Yes or no? You drove to the Green Room meetup. We're gonna get into this story here in a second, but you drove from Miami alone to the Green Room meetup. Yes or no?
Yes.
With French fry socks.
Yes.
Okay, so with French fry socks, what does 18-year-old Jerry listen to in a car on the way from Miami to Austin? Is it a podcast? Is it rock music? Is it EDM? Is it ultra stuff? What is it?
It's a mix of podcasts and then music when I don't feel like listening to podcasts.
Okay, I feel like podcasts just pass the time, man. Like it's so key to have podcasts if you're doing big trips. But I see what you're saying. Okay, so a little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
The topic of the podcast that you were listening to, it wasn't comedy oriented. What was it called?
Usually it's Joe Rogan because those go on
Yeah,
for like
those are
3
the best.
hours at a time.
Those are the best. Yeah.
And then
Have
there's
you heard-
political ones that I listen to, but I won't get into that.
Did you ever hear the Wim Hof one on Joe Rogan? The guy that's like the breathing techniques and like he can be
No.
submerged in ice water for X amount of time. He climbed Everest with like a pair with no sandals or just sandals. I don't know, something crazy. The people in the feed, we have 84 people watching right now. I'm pretty sure people know who Wim Hof is. One of my like kind of bucket list things is to go to his, I think it's in Canada, go to his retreat, which is probably not going to be cheap at all, but I'd like to go. It's basically like power breathing and like all this really cool stuff.
Really?
But you got to check. I'm not even kidding. Like Evan Carmichael on YouTube, like just got inside, like how do I say it? Privileges to go and film inside one of his things, and it's wild, man. So, yeah, definitely one of those things you should check out. His name is Wim Hof. A lot of people are saying like Wim. Yeah, so like there you go, Wim Hof.
No idea who this guy is.
Oh, we got Drew Chagall on the feed. Oh my God, we're totally gonna have Drew on a show. You'll see, and it's gonna be amazing. Drew, contact me behind the
Another
scenes.
young hustler.
No, I was with him. Like, so I've been around Jerry at the meetup and everything. We've shared some really funny stories and this and that. Drew and I have shared some great stories as well. Hopefully, he can be on the hangout next week. We'll see. What did your parents think about this solo trip to Austin? You're driving alone. You're 18 years old. You're in a Jeep Patriot. You're listening to Joe Rogan.
Going to meet up with a bunch of Facebook.
Yeah, and you're going to meet up with a bunch. Well, she knows about the green room, right? Your mom?
Yeah, and she knows Jameson and Steve
Okay,
and
good.
Enzi, but he didn't go up.
How does she know these people?
Oh, because I made her drive me to one of the meetups.
You made
Oh,
her.
that was like 2 years ago.
You asked her nicely, and she did it because she loves you.
Yeah, of course.
Did she feel awkward at the meetup, or did she drop you off and then pick you up? Like, how was it?
No, she was with me, and she's like, "Oh, these guys are cool. They seem nice."
I remember the first time that Reagan did meet you. He's like, "You got to meet this one guy, Jerry. This guy's a monster." I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's really young." I was like, "Oh, that's even better." So I remember that. Was that like a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Jerry, this is from Sokian Pond. How long was the drive? Did you break it up? Did you stop like in LA, Louisiana, or did you just go straight?
It's several days, but total driving time, like if I went nonstop, would be like 21 hours.
21 hours. So you said several days. Is this because you sourced on the way to the Austin meetup? Yes.
Yeah, I sourced on the way, but my friends were doing summer semesters at their colleges, so strategically went to University of Florida in Gainesville, then Florida State in Tallahassee,
Oh,
then
wow.
from there, New Orleans, where I Airbnb'd, then to Houston with some family friends for 2 days, and then finally Airbnb'd at Austin for a week.
Road tripping's fun, man, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have to prep for it.
So how do you prep for? What do you mean by this? You're taking your tape and your scale and your boxes and all that, or what?
Yeah, I got like a bunch of rolls of tape. I got some boxes I use for game systems in case I find some on the road. Bubble wrap, an extra printer, the little barcode scanner, double checked, triple checked for chargers because I didn't want to lose any. And then, of course, have a good amount of cash and enough cash flow to be able to buy stuff.
Cool. Did you source on the way back?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What did you think about the meetup, by the way? These are not like he knows the questions, but I've never told Valip to say anything. Like, so Jerry, like, what did you think of the meetup? Did you have fun at the meetup?
Yeah, the meetup was fun. Learned a lot.
Okay, cool. Is it worth? Let me ask you this: was it worth the drive for you?
Yeah, it was worth it.
Okay, cool. Do your parents agree with the amount of work that you put into your business? Like, did they agree with the amount of work you put into your business in high school? Yes or no?
Yeah, my mom, she has her own business, and she's been working at it for several years, and then she sees me doing the same thing. She's like, "Oh, you're following in my footsteps. Like, just keep your mind straight. Don't get distracted. Don't do bad things. Just."
They're not upset at all that you didn't go to college?
No, I mean, my school got upset, but that's about it.
That's awesome. Your school would not even understand this, right?
FB what?
Not
Yeah.
really. Like it was a Catholic all boys school, college prep. It's like they're like, oh, 100% of our graduates went to college.
You ruined their stats.
No, I mean a couple years back, some guy didn't go either, but they just
That
keep
is
the
so
shiny
funny.
number
You know, this is the same school that probably like orders all their calculators from Prime and like orders their supplies and stuff.
And
from Prime.
they made us buy it.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying they order some stuff from Prime. Like they got to do some things. Like
I wonder if the stats are published online and it's like
that's so
the
funny.
1%
Yeah, they are.
was
You go to my school's
1%.
website, it'd be like it has like the teacher student ratio, the college acceptance
Oh my
rate. And all that
gosh,
stuff.
that's so funny, but
Oh
so
my
awful.
That's funny. Okay, so do they agree with your opportunity as
Despacito.
you see the opportunity with your life right now? Like, let's talk about pre-18, like in high school. Do they agree with the opportunity like you saw it? Yes or no, your parents?
At first, my mom wasn't okay with it, but then she started seeing the numbers come in. And then by mid-junior year, I was like, you know what? I'd rather not apply to college. I'd rather do this full-time. I'd rather make several $100,000 to several million versus getting at least 100,000 in debt going to a really nice college.
Oh, man, that's a great way to think. Jeez, unbelievable. I mean, you can always go back to college, right? I feel like we live in a world where there's just so much. There's so many things. Like if this is something that's on your horizon, you're so proficient at it, you may as well crush it while it's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say it's not Q4. What does a typical week look like for you? Now you're in Miami. It's not Q4. It's not the Greener meetup. You're not driving across the country to go meet some people. You're in Miami. You wake up on a Monday morning. What's going on through your head? You have no, like, this is your job. You don't have school anymore. What does a typical week look like for you? Do you kind of front load your week with a lot of like sourcing and then you do a lot of like prepping towards the end of the week? Like, talk to us.
Like Mondays, I'll wake up. I'll usually finish the shipment I started Sunday night. And then hopefully by Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning, I have it out the door. And then Tuesday and Wednesday is usually just buying more stuff or testing out stuff I have in my backlog. And then Thursday and Friday, just really depends where I feel like going. Like some days I'm like, all right, I'll go drive an hour north and see what I find. And other days I'll be like, all right, take the day off, hang out with some friends. Cool. And then Saturday in the morning, I go garage sales, thrift stores, maybe some pawn shops if I have time, and finish it off with some RA and then drive home.
Okay. What part of the week do you look forward to the most?
Usually Saturdays.
Why is that?
Just garage sales and the thrift stores in Miami. They're pretty good.
Okay, so they're pretty good. So unlike the pawn shops or the thrift stores, are the garage sales full of competition too or not as much?
They're still full of competition. Like if they say we have video games, yeah, you'll have to go in half hour early because someone else will probably buy them out.
Okay, that's kind of the same as Austin, really.
Video juegos.
Where's your time? Okay, so in an ideal world, if you get RA, garage sales, and pawn shops, where would you? If someone said pick one, and that's all you get to do for the rest of the year, what would you say you would end up at? All right, okay, RA, pawn shops, garage sales, and thrift stores. Sorry, 4.
Yeah, pawn shops for sure.
Pawn shops. That's an interesting answer. Okay, why is that?
Because most of these pawn shops, they're just making money off loans. So when someone doesn't pay on their loan, they have their item as collateral.
Right.
So after a hold period, whether it be 30 days or a month, depends on which state, they'll put it out for sale on how much they still need to make, plus make extra money. So then that's where I come along. I'm like, all right, see this camera, that camera, this iPod, that video game. I get all together. I'm like,
the Jerry bag.
get all together and be like, all right, what's the best price you can do on all this?
Now they give you a price. It's never the best price, is it?
Well, a lot of times it is, at least for Miami. But other places, they'll be like, they'll see a we like, you know what, just do 30 each one, and you get all 5 that we have.
Interesting. Okay. When you deal with pawn shops and stuff, it's tougher to do 100% ROI, right?
It's tougher, but there's still items where you can still make $100 or more on.
Okay. Do you have anyone else that helps you with this business right now?
No, it's all me right now.
All you. Okay, cool. What do you do with the money that you make from FBA? Do you kind of just hoard it and just kind of keep it, or you buy more Jeep Liberties?
I'm like Smaug from The Hobbit. I just hoard all the treasure and.
He's buying all the Ultra tickets. He's gonna resell them later.
No, I just reinvest it, but I always have a set amount aside. Because 1, I gotta pay taxes come tax season, and 2, in case the business fails, at least I have several $1,000 to live off of for a few months.
Yes, emergency fund, Uncle Sam, IRA. Get the IRA, dude. It's like a loophole to guaranteed be a millionaire by the time you're like 35 if you start doing it now.
Yeah, true. Okay, so after FBA is done with, we have like a couple more minutes on the show here. After FBA is done with and it's exhausted and it doesn't exist anymore, or if it does exist, it's just not worth anybody's time. Are you taking any steps to ensure that you have something on the back burner right now?
I mean, right now I'm just building up the eBay store. I have boxes and boxes full of Lego figures, been listing them. And at the rate that they sell pretty quickly. Listed 60 Harry Potter Lego guys. Within an hour, they sold for $270.
Jeez.
One lot?
Well, that's because it's Harry Potter, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant 60 individual dudes. Like, and they're
no, like 60 together in one.
Yeah, I got it. One listing. I was like, what?
That's awesome.
Man.
So what started the whole eBay thing real quick? We only got 2 more minutes. Like what prompted you to do the eBay thing? Like what was going on in your head?
I mean, 1, because last summer I used to buy a lot of Lego lots that were mixed with the figures. So I'd sort them out, get all the fake Lego out, and put the minifigs in little bags. And then the lots I used to sell them on eBay, then they stopped selling well for me. But I found another website that pretty much pays the same amount. So I got rid of most of the bricks. But now I still have several boxes and several hundred Lego guys left. So I'm like, all right, I'd rather squeeze out the 5,000-6,000 worth I have now and use that money for Q4.
Okay, cool. So after the Q4 thing, you don't plan to mess with eBay much of next year. I mean, for the beginning or any of that stuff.
I'll still mess with it. Like I'll list like stuff I can't sell on Amazon on and sell broken consoles and stuff.
And your obvious findings between Amazon and eBay is like the Amazon is just one and done, right? And you like that as opposed to individual boxes and
for sure,
managing a whole business in some sort of space in a garage or a house or something like that, right?
Yeah, at least the Lego stuff, they're small. I can just throw them in a little shoebox. I'm good with it.
Okay, cool. Last question. How can people link up with you after the show?
Just find me on Facebook. Send me a Facebook message if you have any questions, but that's about it.
Cool. He's in the green room, guys. His name is Jerry Ballop. Go check him out. Hey, Jerry, man, I think you did wonderful on the show. I'll leave it up to the feed. Hey, guys, I didn't ask on the entire show, hit the like button, but now I'm going to ask you right now, hit the like button, please. If you had a fun on this show, Jerry is 1 click away in the green room. Go say hi to him. Stand-up guy. You were there at the meetup, and just you're a lot of fun. Like once you get around Jerry, you got some crazy stories. I'll just leave it like that. And like some of the stories we couldn't say here, but like you got some really, really funny stories. So you're a good guy. I think you got a bright future. Do you have any? Yeah, the IRA. Yeah. Do you have any? All the likes are going up now. So do you have any last words for the people in the feed, Jerry?
Smash the like button.
Ooh, man. I did not prompt that one. So there you go, guys. Stay tuned for another amazing hangout next week. We'll be on Steve's channel, and we'll have another amazing guest. But give it up for Jerry. That was a good show. I think it was amazing, and I think a lot of people are just saying, right, good info, guys. Jerry is killing it with the answers. Very informative show. So, yeah, and smash the like button. So, Jerry, job well done. Thank you for being here on the Green Room
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you on the next one. See you guys. Bye.